Hello there. You can call me Anda Prahovanu or Anda PH for short. If you haven't seen my previous video talking about my writing project Dear Time, I recommend you do so you'll know what I'm talking about. In this video, I will do two things. One, I will explain the final approach I will take with the project Dear Time, and two, I will take you through the character design process of my poster girl and one of the main characters, Nicoletta Ghiocel, or Nico. Now, to begin, I have decided that Dear Time would ideally be a series of 3 novels for each of its 3 acts, or a single novel encompassing all 3. A novel with occasional illustrations but mostly text. And for this, I'd prefer to work with a publishing company, which I haven't yet, and self-publishing would be my last resort. The thing is, I'd like to know if I would have to submit a first draft first to a publishing company or if I would do that whilst working with them. But regardless, the format of Dear Time is officially decided, and I think that's a good thing. Now, on to the second thing. I shall introduce you to my poster girl, Nico. First, I'll draw a child Nico, and then Nico in her casual outfit that she wears for most of the story, and her final outfit for the most important scene. Nico is a young woman around 20 years old who is enigmatic, artistic, orderly, cynical, yet charismatic. Nico's goal is to make the world a better place, or rather to live in a better, safer, and happier world at any cost. Who that's according to is debatable, but more than that, she wants to become somebody, a valuable ornament that would live forever. Nico was born around 1977 and was given away to a Romanian orphanage very young, so her formative years have been shaped by destitution, neglect, and unspeakable abuse that couldn't be described into words. People who haven't gone through these experiences, like myself, couldn't even imagine. Those experiences can never be erased. They can be at some point healed, but never erased. There were 2 people in Nico's life that were very important, her friend Greg and her teacher Kathy, who I'll cover and explain in following videos. Those 2 were the first people that were kind to her, particularly Greg. But for now, that's all I'll say about her backstory. Nico's child version is the most typical and vulnerable little girl, able to get these fancy clothes that you can see from Kathy, her orphanage teacher. The reason behind her pink and girly clothes was because she enjoyed feeling special sometimes. Now, I'll draw Nico's casual outfit that she wears for most of the series when she's in her last year of high school. And if you're thinking that her age makes no sense given that she's in high school but she's almost 20, I'll explain. In Romania, in the past, including when I started school, most children started first grade at age 7, so by the time they graduate they would be 19, and Nico probably joined high school later than most kids, given that she was an orphan. Anyway, onto her fashion. She has these clothes, probably from a thrift store, that she put together to look girly, and they're far too big for her. And the reason she wears a bow on her head at all times, look, I also have a bow, is to cover her bald spots that she would have from having her hair pulled frequently as a child. She wore all pink before, a pale pink, the color of innocence and emotion, and there's still hints of that in her current designs, such as her nails and earrings. But now she's graduated to red, a more intense and seductive color. Her color palette is mostly composed of burgundy, creamy white, and black. Now, the shoes are quite similar given they also have a bow on them, but the reason I chose heels this time is because I once read a review about the character Kim Wexler, one who's quite similar to Nico, and she was described as wearing heels that were low enough to polish her look, but high enough to suggest a whiff of danger, and I thought that was cool, so I wanted to implement something similar into Nico's design. And for the dress, there's also the fact that I wanted to make it look slightly more like a traditional Romanian outfit to some extent, and I chose to do this purely because she's the poster character who ultimately also represents Romania. Nico is a very personal character to me. If Their Time was to ever receive a film adaptation, I'd like to be cast as her, but maybe that's just a dream, who knows? I'll explain this further in my next video, which also will talk about her relationship to Greg and Katy. But Nico is the character who encompasses most of the themes in Dear Time, which is also why I chose her as a poster girl. She encompasses the themes of trauma, family, or even feminism in the way it presents relationships. Nico is the embodiment of a nonconformist, eccentric, determined woman who'll stop at nothing to achieve her goals. She puts on facades and charades at random to navigate the world in a unique way. One of Dear Time's core themes is also nostalgia and a longing to return to the past, but I've made sure to represent that in my art style rather than a specific character. Now, onto her third outfit that she wears for the most important scene in the second and third act. This simple yet luxurious dress is in her favorite color, either magenta or lilac purple, somewhere between pink and purple. It's a very deep and quite dark color, but still bright. And this color is literally the color of her soul. And souls are a very important concept in Their Time. They have colors and they're able to break and be put back together. What does this color symbolize? Luxury, femininity, magic, and mystery, which represents Nico. It's also quite a rare color to be found in nature, usually associated with flowers again, showing how she presents herself to the world, looking like a delicate flower but being the serpent under it. And in the next video, I'll also explain how that relates to Greg's soul colors, which are more natural and somewhat mundane by comparison. And that was the explanation for Nico's character design. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd urge you to leave a like, comment, or any interaction, as that helps with engagement and will allow more people to find out about Their Time. Anyway, if you're interested in Their Time and wish to follow its development, I recommend you follow my accounts that I'll leave the links of below. Thank you.